It kills your self-trust and your confidence because you will knock yourself down. And that's exactly what I did, and which is also why I was gone for 5 years on this channel. You teach yourself that you cannot rely on you, that you cannot trust your own words, which is, in my opinion, the worst thing that we could ever do. Okay, the reason why you keep breaking promises to yourself is because you're doing it from a pattern that you've developed. It's something even as simple as waking up. I remember for the longest time, I would hit snooze so many times, sometimes even 6, 7, or sometimes even 10 times. I would even have, I would have my alarm would go off, then a minute later, then another one. Like, what was I doing? And I didn't see it as a problem at the time, but now looking back, it's definitely number one, a problem. And number two, it became a pattern. I taught myself that that was okay and that that was normal. I've learned that when we keep breaking promises to ourselves is because we have taught ourselves a pattern. It's something that we've done before. And also because as humans, we are creatures of habits. So we never just do something once. We tend to do it many, many times, and it becomes a habit. It's a pattern that we have developed. And it's hard to break free from that pattern because it takes a lot of work to make the conscious decision. Well, actually, number one, to become aware of doing that. And then number two, to make the decision consciously and also put in the work to change that. And that by itself is painful, and it can be very confrontational, and especially our ego will take a hit because the ego wants to protect itself to survive. When I had 7 different channels running, this one, and then I had one on traveling because I was living in the UK at that time, and I wanted to talk about living and moving to the UK, one channel on dieting, one on fitness, another one on mental health. Like, what was I thinking? But yeah, that was back then, and that version of me had no clue what she was doing. I was overextending myself, and for some reason I thought that, sure, I'll just upload a video for each channel once a week. Yeah, I can do that. But that's 7 different videos. No one does that on their own. Well, I mean, I don't know. If anyone is doing that successfully, then let me know. Especially when you're a beginner, when you're new at this, and you feel the excitement, because at the time I was so excited to launch my YouTube channel, to finally do it. But then actually having to put out 7 different videos in 1 week? No, absolutely not. I've learned that doing too much, and especially when you're at the beginning of something and you want to do everything perfectly, number one, perfect doesn't exist. So let's start with that. Also, it becomes very easy to drop the ball because when I didn't upload for one channel, then it became easier also not to upload for the second channel. And then the third channel, I also didn't upload. So then quickly it just snowballed into not uploading any video on any channel, which is why this channel had been dead for 5 years when I started this channel compared to now that I am actually posting more frequently. So there is a huge gap of 5 years of me just doing absolutely nothing because I had just fallen off completely. When I didn't upload for one video, for one channel, then it became easier not to upload for the next one. So then it became a new pattern that I was developing, that I had set for myself. And I had just stopped uploading videos on that channel. So, and I also noticed that thinking back, now that I'm older and wiser, well, at least I hope so. But now that I have that experience, I noticed that when we have a pattern of breaking promises to ourselves, it's not just in one area. In my case, it's definitely also the gym, because I would say to myself, well, I'll go to this class, or I'll go to work out for 1 hour. I'll go to this Zumba class. I'll go to this yoga class. But then I wouldn't go. So then if I wouldn't go 1 week, then the following week I wouldn't go either. A new pattern then has been created, has been set, a pattern of breaking promises to ourselves, which is the worst kind of promises that you can break, because it actually kills self-trust. You teach yourself that you cannot rely on you, that you cannot trust your own words, which is, in my opinion, the worst thing that we could ever do. So I wouldn't recommend that at all, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So my advice would be to pay attention when there is something that you want to do, and for some reason you've been breaking promises to yourself in that one area. Look into the other areas of life as well, because more often than not, it's very hard for us to just break promises in one particular area and then be perfectly fine and keeping our promises everywhere else. That's just not how we as humans, we just don't roll like that. So I would definitely recommend that. Like, check in what other areas in life do you also break promises to yourself. If I could go back 5 years ago when I started this channel and I was running 7 different channels, well, number one, I would say, don't run 7 different channels. Like, don't do that. That's just overwhelm. But that aside, I would say it's good to be excited and to have big goals, but also when you plan for the day, focus on tiny goals. Set the tiniest goals that you can set for yourself so that you can start the momentum of having quick wins, because that is exciting. When we make promises to ourselves to do this one big thing and then we end up not doing it, we feel bad about ourselves. And I felt that way. And that was exactly the reason why I had abandoned this channel, because for some reason I just wasn't able to create videos and to edit them perfectly and then to upload them, because I was expecting myself to do everything perfectly from the get-go, which is just impossible. And then second to that, it would be to prep the night before. Preparation is key. Oh my goodness. I have a gym membership that's on a 2-year contract. I took it for 2 years. What was I thinking? And I still have 4 or 5 months left of that, and then I'll be done. I'm like, okay, we're done. But I can count, I think I've been there less than 10 times, like maybe six, 7. Saying 10 is being generous because I don't think I got anywhere near that. But I do know one thing. The time that I did go, I had prepped the night before. I had a reminder for the session that I had the next day. I had already selected my gym clothes. I had my gym bag ready, even my water bottle. I had it ready so that when I would walk into my kitchen, I would see it immediately. It was visible. I had my yoga mat, everything that I needed, I had it ready. So that when I woke up, it was one of the first few things that I would see. So then I knew. And it's so funny because those were the days that I actually went to the gym. And the other times that I didn't go and I had planned to go to the gym, but I didn't prep the night before, well, guess what? I didn't go. I always came up with an excuse. I've noticed that if there is no preparation, especially the night before, my excuses the next day, they will always sound so much better, and I would easily believe them. Yeah, I would believe my excuses. And then I would always hate myself for it at the end of the day, for not going, not following through, because it kills your self-trust and it's really detrimental to your mindset, your confidence, because you will knock yourself down. And that's exactly what I did, and which is also why I was gone for 5 years on this channel. The beautiful thing is also that the opposite is also true. So when you do the opposite and you set tiny goals for yourself and you achieve those tiny goals, you will develop a new pattern. You will develop a new identity for yourself. So keep the promises that you make to yourself, because you're building a new identity for yourself as well. And if you struggle to build momentum, if you struggle to identify what's going on, why am I not doing what I know I should be doing, I have created a momentum quiz. You can find it in the description below. Be very careful with the patterns that we have and that we have developed, and set tiny goals so that you can develop a new pattern for yourself that would also build your confidence, and it would also help recreate your identity that is of someone who keeps her promises to herself, and therefore also create a new pattern for yourself. So, yeah. By doing that shift will help you to keep the promises that you make to yourself, and you'll notice how much happier you'll be about it as well. And you'll just be proud. Oh my goodness, I feel so proud when I keep my promises to myself, especially when I have tiny wins. Oh my goodness, the excitement, I absolutely love it. Check the description for links below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for being with me. Bye.